Arne, obviously we know Alexander Isak has travelled, but where's he at in terms of the level of the role he can play tomorrow night?
Finished close to a week of team training sessions now, so he can play a part. Otherwise, I wouldn't take him. I decided not to take him to the Etihad because we felt in talks with the player medical performance staff that he wasn't able to get a performance out of him yet. And since he's with us now, we do think that we can get a performance out of him now, but not to start. That'd be clear.
Obviously, we saw you start well at the weekend, but after the first goal was conceded, things got away relatively quickly. After the game, Virgil then criticised some of the effort in the latter stages of the game as well. What impact do words like that from your captain have on the dressing room, and how have you had to maybe pull things together since the weekend?
Yeah. Sometimes in a game of football, you want to do things in a certain way, but you're not able to for various reasons. But one of them can definitely be conceding goals when you think you are playing well and you think you're in the game. And usually in football, moments that hurt you most is just before halftime and just after halftime. So you go in at halftime over large spells of the game, feeling you went toe-to-toe with City, but then you're 2-0 down. And then immediately after halftime, you concede to 3-0. Then I saw, indeed, 5 minutes in between. We got 2 big chances from Mo, by the way, but where it was too open and, yeah, players were struggling. The good thing for us was that after the 4-0, City seemed to be okay with the 4-0, and we had the ball and had constant ball possession. We're not able to create that much anymore. But I didn't see players giving up in that part of the game. But I think it's also good from a captain that he has a strong and firm reaction after a game like that. And hopefully it's not only immediately after the game, but we can as a team show a strong and firm reaction tomorrow evening.
So what do you see in your players that gives you the belief that they can react to that, and not just react to that, but also maybe still rescue the season in this very competition?
Yeah, well, that's a very simple answer. The first 35 minutes. Because it's not the first setback we've had losing 4-0. It's not the first time that there's 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes of a game where we don't play our best football and we immediately get punished by a goal. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. In this situation, there were 4. The only 4 chances we gave away in the game, by the way. But the first 35 minutes gives me a lot of confidence that we're able to go toe-to-toe against a team that, combined with Paris Saint-Germain, is for me one of the best or the best 2 teams in open play. The hardest teams to play against in open play, I have to say it like that, because of their quality, because of the way they are managed. And we were able to do it very well for 35 minutes. But I can tell you, if we have the 20 minutes we had at City, if we have them tomorrow evening here, we will again concede 4 goals. Because these players over here know how to act if we are having 20 minutes of that. So it's a challenge for us to be from the first till the last second at the level we were in the first 45 minutes. If not, it's going to be a really hard night again, like it was last year, where we completely deserved to lose 4-0 over here, or maybe more. But that's the beauty of football. In the 85th minute, we scored a goal where it was almost like, wow, this was robbery.
Arne, Ian Dennis from the BBC. For a manager under scrutiny, after the comments from Virgil van Dijk at the weekend, what would you say the mood is for the players? Do you say something to the players, or do you let them sort of like police that themselves in the dressing room?
No, of course we talk to the players in meetings, but also individually. But I think it makes complete sense, and it's completely normal. The feeling Virgil shared after the game, and that is the feeling every player had, and not only every player, every staff member, and every fan or supporter of Liverpool as well. So everyone involved in Liverpool Football Club was disappointed after that result. And that takes, of course, 1 or 2 days before you can look forward, look ahead towards the next game. But before you do that, you first address what we have to improve. And that's quite obvious. I think everyone can see that. If you only look at those 20 minutes, we can see a lot of things that we can improve. And we cannot compare Paris Saint-Germain with City completely, because when we had the controlled ball possession in the first 35 minutes, that also had to do with City staying more positional, not going so aggressive towards us, where Paris Saint-Germain has showed in the last seasons when Luis Enrique is here that they do not give you any second of time to have the ball comfortable on your feet. It's press every second of the game.
And how do you harness that negativity to turn it into something positive ahead of this game?
No, the good thing is that during this year we've become quite experienced in terms of negativity because of all the setbacks we've had this season. And this was a big one because it was the quarterfinal, because it was a big loss, because it was against our rivals. But for me, it felt just as bad when we were, I think it was 3-2 up at Leeds, and we conceded an extra time, when we were going 2-1 up or 3-2 up against Fulham, and we conceded an extra time. I didn't forget, but I cannot. If I start to name up all the setbacks we had this season, then I see a few other people wanting to ask questions. Then that's probably not possible.
Lady,
Hi Arne, Ziggo Sport Netherlands. Last year when you left the Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain, there was still so much to play for in the Premier League as well. This season it's different, so how different does it feel for you? How big is the pressure to perform in this Champions League, considering that the rest didn't plan out the way you hoped it would be?
Yeah, you're right. We were in the League Cup still after we lost against the Paris Saint-Germain, and 3 days later we lost the final. I think if you play a quarter-final, it doesn't matter that much where you are in the season, if you're still in the FA Cup, League Cup, or where you are in your domestic league. It's always a special moment. We can never take a quarter-final of the Champions League for granted, let alone if you face the champions of Europe that fully deserved to win the Champions League last season, and again this season are doing very, very, very well. So I don't look at that much of where we are in the season. I just look at it as a challenge on itself. And a nice one, because in football, it's sometimes also nice to get a second chance. In life, in general, it's nice to get a second chance. And as I said, City and Paris Saint-Germain are quite comparable, not only because they have owners from the same area, but also because of the quality they are having and the style of play they want to have, or they have. So it's another chance for us to show that we are not the team that we were 20 minutes that we prefer to forget in the Etihad, but we were the team in the first 35 minutes.